Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English in Minutes. I'm Natasha, your host for today. If you're new here, I want to warmly welcome you and let you know that we upload a new English learning video every single day to help you improve your English skills more effectively and confidently. In today's episode, we're focusing on a topic that will truly elevate your English speaking abilities: how to speak advanced English in everyday life. This lesson is designed to take your English to the next level by showing you how to replace basic phrases with more natural, fluent, and sophisticated ones, the kind that native speakers use in real conversations. This is not just about vocabulary, it's about sounding more confident, more natural, and more expressive in everything you say in English. You'll learn how to add depth to your speech, understand the flow of daily conversations, and pick up advanced structures that will help you blend smoothly into English-speaking environments. Whether you're talking to friends, colleagues, or strangers in public places, knowing how to express yourself with advanced English is a powerful skill. We'll walk through everyday examples and transform simple expressions into advanced ones. You'll also get real-time practice examples that you can repeat with me to strengthen your fluency. So, before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode designed to make your English more fluent and powerful. Now, grab your pen and paper, it's time to get started. Let's begin by imagining a very normal morning. You've just woken up and someone asks you how your night was. A basic response would be something like, "It was fine." But in advanced English, you can say, "I slept quite peacefully, though I did wake up once around 3 for no particular reason." This version gives more detail and reflects more natural expression. The more you explain your experience using complete, expressive sentences, the more fluent and mature your English sounds. For example, instead of saying, "I had coffee," you could say, "I started my day with a hot cup of freshly brewed coffee. It really helped me wake up properly." These small upgrades turn a simple sentence into a rich and engaging one. Now let's move into the kitchen scenario. Suppose you're preparing breakfast and someone asks what you're doing. The basic response is, "I'm making eggs." But let's level that up. You could say, "I'm making scrambled eggs with a pinch of black pepper and some herbs. I felt like having something light and flavorful this morning." Notice how adding a reason or a bit of description instantly makes your language more advanced. Descriptive language is key when it comes to speaking advanced English. Think about how you can describe your actions, your reasons, or your feelings in a more detailed way. Let's practice together now. I'll say a basic sentence and then a more advanced version. Try repeating after me and notice the difference. "I'm tired." Now the advanced version. "I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm feeling a little drained this morning." Let's do another one. "I like this song." Advanced version. "There's something about the melody of this song that really speaks to me. It's calming and uplifting at the same time." These are not just longer sentences. They add emotion, reasoning, and clarity. That's what advanced English is all about. Expressing more with the same words, just used better. Now let's take another real-life example. Suppose you're at work and someone compliments your performance. If they say, "You did great today," and you want to respond with more than just, "Thanks," you can say, "Thank you so much. I really tried to give my best today. I'm glad it showed." This not only expresses gratitude, but also reflects self-awareness and confidence, which is a key trait in fluent speakers. Fluency doesn't just mean fast speech. It means meaningful, thoughtful, and well-structured language. That sounds smooth and sincere. Let's practice expressing gratitude in different ways. Repeat after me. "Thanks a lot." Now, the advanced version. "I really appreciate your support. It Means a lot to me. Another one. Thanks for helping. Advanced version. I'm truly grateful for your help today. You made things much easier for me. Practicing such variations regularly helps your brain get used to thinking in deeper, more expressive English. Now, imagine you're having a conversation with a friend about the weekend. They ask, "What did you do yesterday?" A basic response might be, "I stayed home and watched television." But in advanced English, you can say, "I decided to have a quiet day indoors. I spent the afternoon catching up on a series I've been watching, and it was actually quite relaxing." You see how this version brings color and dimension to your response. It gives the other person something more to engage with. This helps maintain the flow of conversation and builds connection. Advanced English also means knowing how to transition between thoughts. Instead of saying, "I watched television," "I ate lunch," "I went out," you can say, "After finishing a few episodes, I made myself a quick lunch, just a salad and some toast. Later, I went out for a short walk to clear my head." You're still saying the same things, but you're linking them naturally, using transitions like after, later, and giving small extra details. These are the subtle touches that make your English sound more polished. Let's try a few practice sentences now. Repeat after me. I stayed home. Now upgrade it. I spent the day at home because I needed some time to recharge. Another one. I had lunch. Advanced version. I grabbed a quick bite around noon, just something light to keep me going. The more you practice these, the more automatic they'll become when you speak in real time. Think of the language like a tool. The more finely you use the tool, the better the results. So, when you're talking to someone and explaining what happened, instead of just listing actions, try to include feelings, opinions, or background information. Instead of saying, "I met my friend," you might say, "I caught up with an old friend over coffee. We hadn't seen each other in months, so we had a lot to talk about." Again, it's not about using big words. It's about using everyday words in a fuller, more expressive way. Here's another situation. You're out shopping and someone asks, "Do you need any help?" If you don't need help, instead of just saying, "No," you can say, "I'm just browsing for now, but I'll let you know if I need anything, thank you." This sounds polite, natural, and mature. The way we say things in advanced English often reflects emotional intelligence and conversational awareness. It's not always about vocabulary. It's about choosing your words thoughtfully to suit the moment. Let's repeat a few advanced responses for practice. I'm okay. Now try this. I'm all set for now, but thank you for checking. One more. I don't need help. Now. I appreciate your offer, but I'm just taking a look around right now. Practicing these responses helps you sound more respectful and professional in daily conversations. Let's now move into situations involving emotions and feelings. In basic English, someone might say, "I'm happy," "I'm sad," or "I'm angry." While those are correct, they are very limited in terms of expression. Advanced English allows you to show a range of emotions in more nuanced ways. For example, instead of saying, "I'm happy," you could say, "I'm absolutely thrilled with how things turned out." Or, "I feel really content today. It's one of those days when everything just feels right." These are ways to express happiness with more personality and style. Similarly, instead of saying, "I'm sad," try, "I've been feeling a bit down lately, but I'm trying to stay positive." This sounds more natural and relatable. Let's do some practice together. Repeat after me. I'm happy. Now say, I've been in such a good mood lately, and I think it's because I've been spending more time doing what I love. Another one. I'm sad. Now repeat. It's been a rough couple of days, and I guess I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed emotionally. These versions allow you to express yourself like a fluent English speaker, not just stating a fact, but giving a glimpse into your experience. Another great way to sound advanced in daily conversation is to use idioms and expressions. Native speakers use idioms all the time to express ideas in creative ways. Let's say someone asks how your job is going. You could say, "It's good," or you could say, "Work has been a bit of a roller coaster lately, but I'm hanging in there." That phrase, "a bit of a roller coaster," immediately paints a picture in the listener's mind. It suggests ups and downs, emotions, challenges. This is what makes language come alive. Let's look at some idioms together and practice them. Repeat after me. I'm under the weather. This means you're feeling a little sick or not at your best. Use it in a sentence like this. I didn't go to the gym today. I've been feeling a bit under the weather. Another one. I hit the sack early last night. That means you went to bed. Say, I was exhausted, so I hit the sack as soon as I got home. One more. It's not my cup of tea. That means you don't really like something. Try this. I watched the new movie, but honestly, it wasn't my cup of tea. These idioms are great tools for sounding fluent and natural. Now, let's explore how we speak in public places, like restaurants or cafes. When ordering food, beginners often say things like, I want a coffee, but in advanced English, we can soften the tone to sound more polite and natural. Instead, say, could I please have a cup of coffee? Or, I'd love a cappuccino, if that's available. These phrases show respect and comfort with the language. You're not just getting the message across, you're using tone, courtesy, and style. Let's practice some ordering examples. Repeat after me. I want tea. Now say, could I get a cup of tea, please? Another one. Give me the menu. Now try. Would it be possible to see the menu when you have a moment? See the difference? Advanced English often means speaking with a sense of timing, rhythm, and kindness. These little adjustments make a big difference in how people perceive you when you speak. Now, think about making small talk in a social setting. This is often the most intimidating for learners. People might ask, what do you do? Or, where are you from? In basic English, you might respond, I'm a student, or I'm from India. But let's stretch those responses into something more advanced. Say, I'm currently studying computer science. It's been a challenging but rewarding experience so far. Or, I grew up in a small town in India, but I've been living in the city for a few years now. You're not just answering the question, you're opening a window into your life. Let's try some social conversation practice now. Repeat after me. I work in marketing. Now say, I've been working in digital marketing for a few years. It's a fast-paced field, but I really enjoy the creativity involved. Another one. I live in Karachi. Now try. I've been living in Karachi for the past 5 years, and I've come to love the energy and diversity of the city. These sentences create space for more connection in the conversation. Another part of speaking advanced English is knowing how to politely disagree or share opinions without sounding too direct or rude. If someone says something you disagree with, a basic response would be, you're wrong, but that sounds harsh. In advanced English, you might say, that's an interesting point. I see it a bit differently though, or I hadn't thought about it that way. But from my perspective, these sentences help maintain a respectful tone while expressing your view. Let's practice some of these polite expressions. Repeat after me. I don't think so. Now say, I get where you're coming from, but I see it a little differently. Another one. You're wrong. Now say, I appreciate your opinion, though I might lean another way on this topic. One more. I don't agree. Now try. I see your point, but I think there are other factors to consider as well. These phrases will help you in discussions, meetings, or even casual debates. Let's now take a simple real-life story to see how advanced English can be used in everyday context. Imagine this. You're meeting a friend at a coffee shop. You walk in, greet them, and sit down. A basic conversation might go like this. Hi, how are you? I'm fine. You? I'm good. But we can do better. Try this instead. Hey, it's so good to see you. How have things been lately? And the friend could reply, things have been a bit hectic. Honestly, work's been demanding, but I'm managing. What about you? You could say, I've been keeping busy too. I finally started reading that book we talked about. It's really gripping so far. Notice how the conversation becomes more real, more natural, and more engaging. You're not just trading short replies, you're building a rhythm, sharing more, inviting more. This is what real conversations sound like. And the best way to learn how to speak like this is to practice a no just in your head, but out loud, with yourself or with a partner. Let's do one last round of practice examples before we wrap up this part. Repeat after me. I'm busy. Now say, my schedule has been packed lately. I'm juggling quite a few things, but I'm handling it. Another one. It's okay. Now try. It's not exactly what I expected, but I'm trying to stay open-minded about it. One more. I'm bored. Now say, I've been feeling a little restless. I think I need a change of scenery or something new to dive into. Each time you repeat these kinds of sentences, you're not just learning new words. You're training your brain to think in English, feel in English, and express yourself like someone who truly lives in the language. Keep practicing, and let these phrases become part of how you naturally communicate. Let's take a look at how we speak on the phone in everyday life. A phone conversation is an excellent opportunity to practice fluency, tone, and clarity. Basic English on the phone might sound something like, Hi, can I talk to John? But advanced English lets you speak more politely and professionally. You can say, Good morning. This is Natasha speaking. I was wondering if I could speak to John for a moment if he's available. This version is soft, respectful, and natural. It's the kind of English people appreciate when you're dealing with customer service, professional conversations, or even friends and family. Adding those small introductory phrases like, I was wondering if, or would it be possible to, helps you sound more polished and fluent. Let's practice a few telephone expressions. Repeat after me. Is John there? Now say, would you happen to know if John is available to speak at the moment? Another one. Who's calling? Now try. May I ask who's speaking, please? And one more. I'll call later. Now say, I'll try reaching back a little later, if that works better for him. You can see how these small changes make your communication sound smoother and more advanced. Now, imagine you're calling to schedule an appointment. A basic way to do it would be, I want to make an appointment. But you can upgrade it like this. Hi, I'd like to schedule an appointment at your earliest convenience. Could you let me know what times you have available this week? This kind of sentence structure demonstrates not just fluency, but also courtesy and confidence. It's especially important in formal conversations like booking meetings, interviews, or appointments. Let's now go into travel-related language. Whether you're asking for directions, talking to airport staff, or checking in at a hotel, using advanced English will help you communicate clearly and respectfully. Suppose you're at a hotel and want to check in. A basic phrase might be, I have a reservation. But you can say, good evening. I believe I have a reservation under the name Natasha. Could you please check me in? Or, I was hoping to check in a bit early, if that's at all possible. This language helps you sound calm and composed, even in unfamiliar environments. Let's practice a few travel-related phrases. Repeat after me. Where's the train station? Now try. Could you kindly point me toward the nearest train station? Another one. I want a taxi. Now say, would it be possible to arrange a taxi for me, please? One more. What time is checkout? Now try. Could you let me know when checkout time is tomorrow? These upgrades make you sound like a traveler who is respectful, well prepared, and fluent in the language. Advanced English is also about asking for things without sounding too direct or demanding. Let's say you need help in a store. A basic way to ask is, help me, please. But a better version would be, excuse me, I could use a bit of help with something. Would you mind assisting me? This form softens the request and shows that you're considering the other person's time and willingness. Phrases like, would you mind? Or, if it's not too much trouble, are commonly used by fluent speakers to make polite requests. Now let's take another situation apologizing for being late. Instead of simply saying, sorry I'm late, try saying, I sincerely apologize for running late. I got caught up in unexpected traffic, but I really appreciate your patience. This form of language shows accountability, politeness, and maturity. It adds more detail and shows emotional intelligence, which is a big part of sounding fluent in any language. Let's practice a few apology expressions. Repeat after me. I'm sorry. Now say, I truly apologize for the inconvenience. I should have informed you earlier. Another one. Sorry I missed it. Now try. I regret missing the event. It wasn't my intention, and I hope to make it up to you. These advanced forms of apologizing not only express regret, but also show that you care about the other person's feelings. Let's now move into the area of giving opinions and advice. This is something we do all the time at home, with friends, or at work. A beginner might say, you should do this, or I think it's good. But fluent speakers use softer, more thoughtful expressions. You can say, if I were you, I might consider, or one possible approach could be, or in my experience, I've found that. These are gentle and persuasive ways of giving suggestions without sounding bossy or pushy. Let's do some speaking practice. Repeat after me. I think you're wrong. Now try. I understand your point, though I see it from a slightly different angle. Another one. You must do it like this. Now say, one way that's worked well for me is doing it this way. Perhaps it could help you too. See how these versions allow for better conversation flow, especially in sensitive discussions where opinions might differ. Now, let's take another practical example, a short story from daily life, where we apply advanced English naturally. Imagine Natasha is planning a surprise dinner for a friend's birthday. She calls the restaurant and says, good evening. I'd like to make a dinner reservation for 4 people this Saturday at 7 p.m. It's a special occasion, so if possible, we'd really appreciate a quiet table. This sounds warm, polite, and well prepared. Then, when she meets her friend, she says, I wanted to do something special for your birthday. I hope you enjoy this evening. We've got your favorite dessert coming. This kind of language expresses care, emotion, and good conversation skills. In this same setting, the friend could say, I'm genuinely touched. Thank you so much for organizing this. It means a lot to me. These are phrases that go beyond simple, thank you, or you're welcome. They show emotional connection and appreciation. Practicing such moments in your daily speaking can help you internalize the rhythm and expressions of advanced English. Now let's practice more expressions of appreciation. Repeat after me. Thank you very much. Now say, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. It really made my day. Another one. That's nice of you. Now try. It was incredibly thoughtful of you. I truly value it. One more. I'm glad. Now say, I'm really pleased with how everything turned out. It exceeded my expectations. These phrases help you express joy, gratitude, and reflection with more richness. Remember, advanced English isn't about sounding perfect, it's about sounding real, honest, and expressive. It's about knowing how to adapt your language to different settings, from casual to formal, from friendly to professional. The more you practice real situations, the more your brain gets used to choosing the right words at the right time. The transformation from basic to advanced English happens gradually, but consistently. Here's a simple practice activity you can try daily. At the end of your day, take a few minutes to describe what happened, but do it as if you were telling a friend in advanced English. Instead of saying, I worked, I cooked, I slept, you can say, work was intense today. I spent most of it finishing up a report. After that, I made a light dinner and watched an episode of my favorite show to unwind before bed. This small daily habit will improve your fluency like nothing else. Now let's turn our attention to speaking advanced English in professional or academic settings. Whether you're attending a meeting, giving a presentation, or participating in a class discussion, the way you express your presentation, thoughts makes a strong impression. For instance, a beginner might say, I don't understand. But in advanced English, you could say, I'm not entirely clear on that. Would you mind clarifying it a bit further? It's longer, but it shows humility, professionalism, and a genuine willingness to learn. These subtle changes help you sound more mature and confident. Let's practice some upgraded phrases that you might use in a workplace or classroom. Repeat after me. Can you repeat that? Now say, would you mind repeating that last part? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Another one. I don't know. Now try. I'm not certain about that, but I'd be happy to look into it and get back to you. You're still saying you don't have the answer, but you're saying it with professionalism and reliability. That is the tone we aim for in advanced English. Now, picture this scene. You're in a meeting, and someone presents an idea you like. A basic response would be, that's good. But you can raise the level by saying, that's an interesting approach. I think it could work really well in this context. Or, I really like the direction you're taking with this idea. It's refreshing. You're complimenting someone's work while showing engagement and thoughtfulness. This kind of language builds your presence and credibility in professional settings. Let's practice again. Repeat. After me. It's good. Now say, it's a well thought out idea and definitely worth exploring further. Another one. Okay, now try. I completely agree with your point, and I think it aligns well with our goals. These responses are not just about approval, they help move the discussion forward with positivity and professionalism. Let's step outside of formal situations and into daily, casual conversations. Advanced English can be used beautifully, even in simple moments. Like when you're complimenting someone, instead of saying, you look nice, you could say, that color really suits you, it brings out your eyes. Or, you've got such a unique style, it's so effortlessly put together. Compliments are more meaningful when they're specific and thoughtful, and advanced English gives you the tools to express them that way. Let's do some speaking practice. Repeat after me. Nice dress. Now try. That dress is stunning on you. Fits you perfectly. Another one. Cool. Haircut. Now say, your haircut looks amazing. It gives you such a fresh and confident vibe. And one more. Good job. Try saying, you handled that situation brilliantly. I was really impressed by how calm and composed you stayed. This is not just language, it's communication that builds trust, connection, and respect. Advanced English also helps you express disappointment or dissatisfaction without being rude. For example, instead of saying, this is bad, you could say, I was a little disappointed with how this turned out. I was expecting something a bit different. This is especially useful in customer service, at work, or even with friends. When you need to express a feeling but still want to maintain kindness and composure, let's practice these expressions. Repeat after me. I don't like it. Now try. I'm not a huge Phyllis fan of this style. It's just not quite what I expected. Another one. It's terrible. Now say, to be honest, I found it a bit underwhelming. I thought it would have more depth. And one more. This is boring. Try saying, it didn't really hold my attention. I kept waiting for something more engaging to happen. These phrases allow you to be honest, but in a cruised way that's respectful and graceful. Now imagine you're at a social event and you want to join a conversation. A basic sentence might be, can I talk with you? But in advanced English, you might say, mind if I jump in? I couldn't help overhearing, and it's such an interesting topic. That way, you're entering naturally, expressing curiosity, and showing confidence. Social language is full of small phrases like, that's a great point. I totally see where you're coming from. Or, that reminds me of something similar that happened to me. Let's practice these. Repeat after me. Can I join you? Now try. Would it be okay if I joined in? You guys seem to be having a great conversation. Another one. I agree. Now say, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad you brought it up. One more. I don't agree. Try saying, that's an interesting take. I see it a little differently, though. These kinds of sentences allow conversations to flow more naturally and make you a confident, fluent speaker in any group. Let's move on to storytelling, one of the most powerful ways to use language. When you tell a story in advanced English, it's not just about what happened, it's about how you describe it. Instead of saying, we went to the park, it was fun, you can say, we spent the afternoon at the park, just enjoying the breeze and chatting. The weather was perfect, and we even ended up playing a quick game of frisbee. It brought back some great memories. Notice how this version builds a mood, paints a picture, and shares emotion. Let's now imagine a short story Natasha might share from her own experience. She could say, last weekend, I decided to visit the art museum downtown. I hadn't been there in ages, and I was craving some inspiration. As I walked through the gallery, I found myself completely drawn into one of the exhibits. It was a series of black and white photographs capturing daily life in the 1960s. There was something haunting yet beautiful about them. It reminded me how powerful storytelling can be, even through images. I left feeling thoughtful, calm, and oddly energized. This kind of storytelling uses advanced English to express thoughts, sensations, and emotions in a memorable way. Let's practice storytelling language now. Repeat after me. I went to the museum. Now say, I spent the afternoon at the museum, taking in some really moving photography exhibits. Another one. It was good. Now say, the whole experience left a lasting impression. It really made me reflect on how we capture time. One more. I liked it. Try saying, I was truly captivated by it. felt both nostalgic and new at the same time. This is how storytelling helps you practice fluency, depth, and creativity in your spoken English. Let's also take a moment to look at how to express future plans in advanced English. A beginner might say, I will go to the market tomorrow. In advanced English, we can say, I'm planning to swing by the market tomorrow afternoon. I need to pick up a few fresh ingredients for dinner. It sounds more natural, detailed, and realistic. You're adding information about time, reason, and mood, which brings the sentence to life. Let's try a few future-focused sentences. Repeat after me. I will travel next week. Now say, I've got a trip planned for next week. I'm really looking forward to exploring a new city. Another one. I will study tonight. Now say, I've set aside some time this evening to go over my notes and prepare for the test. One more. I'll go shopping. Try saying, I'm thinking of doing a bit of shopping this weekend. I need to refresh my wardrobe for summer. These ways of speaking help you talk about the future in a more engaging and expressive tone. By now, you've probably noticed a pattern. Advanced English isn't about big or fancy words. It's about knowing how to express simple thoughts in a more full, polite, and expressive way. Whether you're telling a story, making a request, or sharing how you feel, it's about using language with confidence and warmth. This kind of English doesn't just help you pass a test. It helps you connect with people, build relationships, and succeed in real life. Let's now take a closer look at how to express thoughts about personal development, habits, and routines using advanced English. These are conversations that come up often, whether in job interviews, casual meetups, or self-reflection. A basic sentence might be, I wake up early every day. But in advanced English, you can say, I've developed the habit of waking up early each morning. It gives me a chance to plan my day and ease into things calmly. Here, you're not just stating a routine, you're explaining its value, adding emotion, and making your speech sound more reflective and fluent. Let's practice transforming simple habits into advanced sentences. Repeat after me. I go to the gym. Now try. I make it a point to hit the gym 4 times a week. It really helps me stay focused and balanced. Another one. I read books. Now say, reading has become part of my daily routine. It's something I look forward to at the end of a long day. One more. I study at night. Try saying, evenings are when I do most of my studying. The quiet helps me absorb information more effectively. These upgrades show deeper awareness and help others connect with your story. Let's talk about setting goals. People often ask what your plans are, what you want to achieve, or what you're working on. A basic response might be, I want to learn English. But in advanced English, you might say, one of my main goals right now is to become more fluent in English, especially in everyday conversations. I've been dedicating time each day to listening, speaking, and improving naturally. This version gives clarity, motivation, and process all signs of confident communication. Now, try repeating with me. I want to travel. Now say, traveling is something I'm really passionate about. I'm hoping to explore a few new countries over the next year and immerse myself in different cultures. Another one. I want a better job. Now try. I'm currently working toward finding a role that aligns more closely with my long-term career goals and gives me the chance to grow. These are the kinds of sentences that show maturity and self-direction. Let's now shift toward conversations about experiences, past memories, lessons learned, and meaningful moments. These types of stories allow you to express yourself in a deeper way and really connect with others. For example, instead of saying, I went to college, you might say, I studied literature at university, and it was during those years that I really developed a love for storytelling and writing. It adds color and depth. Or, instead of saying, I traveled to France, you could say, last summer, I had the chance to visit France for 2 weeks, and I absolutely fell in love with the food, the architecture, and the culture. It was unforgettable. These rich details help you sound like a native level speaker. Let's practice sharing experiences. Repeat after me. I worked last year. Now say, last year, I worked as a customer service representative, and I learned a lot about communication and handling pressure. Another one, I saw a movie. Now try. I finally watched that film. Everyone's been talking about it. Was thought-provoking and beautifully directed. And one more. I cooked dinner. Say, I tried a new recipe last night. It was a little challenging, but the result was surprisingly delicious. These types of storytelling phrases show emotional engagement and depth. Let's now imagine a longer, natural sounding dialogue, using everything we've learned so far. Suppose Natasha is catching up with an old friend over lunch. Natasha says, It's so good to see you again. It feels like ages since we last talked. How have you been holding up? The friend replies, I've been doing all right. Things have been busy lately, work, life. You know how it is. But I've been making time for myself here and there, especially on the weekends. Natasha continues, That's so important. I've been trying to do the same. I started journaling recently. It's been really helpful in keeping my mind clear. The friend responds, That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try journaling, but I never seem to stick with it. Natasha says, I used to feel the same way, but this time, I'm not putting pressure on myself. Even just writing a few lines a day has made a difference. This kind of exchange is friendly, real, and full of advanced English phrases that sound natural. The conversation flows because both people are listening, adding thoughts, and being expressive with their language. That's the kind of fluency you want to develop, not just knowing the words, but knowing how to use them in real life. Let's do a quick storytelling practice now. I'll give you a basic sentence, and then the advanced version. You can repeat the advanced version after me. I visited my cousin. Now say, I spent last weekend visiting my cousin, and we ended up reminiscing about our childhood for hours. It was such a great escape from the usual routine. Another one, I cleaned my room. Now try. I finally took the time to declutter my room. It feels so much better now that everything is organized. One more. I went shopping. Say, I went shopping for a few essentials and couldn't resist picking up a new book I've been wanting to read. By expanding your sentences this way, you naturally train your brain to think in full ideas and express yourself in advanced English. Now let's talk a bit about emotional language. When you're speaking about personal topics like relationships, struggles, or dreams, your tone and vocabulary matter a lot. Instead of saying, I'm worried, try, I've been feeling a little anxious about how things are going. Lately, it's been on my mind more than usual. This level of expression makes you relatable and real. Or, if you're happy, don't just say, I'm excited. Say, I'm genuinely looking forward to it. It's something I've been anticipating for weeks now. These small changes make a huge difference. Let's practice expressing emotions clearly. Repeat after me. I'm scared. Now say, I feel a bit nervous about it. It's stepping into the unknown, and that's always a little intimidating. Another one. I'm proud. Try. I'm really proud of what I accomplished. It took a lot of hard work, and seeing it pay off feels amazing. One more. I'm angry. Now say, I was really frustrated with how things were handled. It felt unfair, and I needed a moment to process it. These versions show emotional intelligence and language fluency. Finally, let's close with a few tips to make sure everything you've learned stays with you. The best way to become a fluent, advanced English speaker is by practicing consistently, not just once in a while. Talk to yourself. Repeat sentences out loud. Listen to conversations and imitate the way native speakers talk. Shadow dialogues from movies or podcasts. But most importantly, try to use English in your everyday routine. Describe your morning routine. Talk about your day. Share how you feel, and make it a natural part of your thought process. The more you surround yourself with English and speak it out loud, the more advanced it will become automatically. As we come to the end of this video, I want to say thank you for spending your time learning and growing with me today. Speaking advanced English in everyday life is completely within your reach. All it takes is regular practice, a little patience, and belief in yourself. You've already taken a big step just by watching this lesson. Make sure to revisit the examples we practiced today. Try using them in your conversations, and soon, you'll notice how naturally they come to you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a lesson. We upload new videos every day to help you become more fluent, more confident, and more comfortable speaking English in real-life situations. I'll be here with you again in the next episode with more useful lessons and practice examples and real English learning from daily life. Until then, take care, stay consistent, and keep speaking English every single day. This is Natasha, signing off for now. See you in the next one.